welcome back to the channel. So today, well actually a few days ago, I noticed there was a leak coming from out of the car. It was the green fluid coming out, or bluish greenish fluid coming out, the antifreeze. And so that, I took a look underneath, or I pulled out the interior of the front, and I saw that the three-way valve was leaking. So today I'm going to walk you guys through how to change out the three-way valve, or if it's your four-way valve that may be going bad, because it has both. It's going to be the same procedure for both, but for today we're going to be doing the three-way valve. And why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I have a lot of YouTubes out there working on my Tesla and quite a few other cars too. But I've done things like change the brake pads, grease the grease the calipers, added the front splitter on. I blacked out all the chrome, blacked out the tail lights and the headlights. I actually painted this piece down here glossy black. And I changed out to the yoke style steering wheel. You may not be able to see it in there. So I did quite a few changes up on here. I have YouTubes out there, so why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and check those out. So let's get back to changing out this three-way valve. So the first thing we want to do is pop the front and remove the interior. I have a YouTube out there showing you how to remove that interior, so I won't walk you through that process. 8mm, 13mm. All right, so the things we're going to need to do to accomplish this will be, of course, you need a replacement one, right? So I went with factory. I paid $100 for it. I think on their site they were about $150, but I got this one for $100. You can see it is the Ranco, and it is the newer version. So the one on your car is possibly may read right here. You see the 6 right there. You see it's 6007384-00-F. This is the latest version as of now. I think the one that was on my car was the B version. They've had multiple iterations, and this is the most updated iteration. One of the things, this plug right here is rotated the other way on the current one that's on there. They rotated it this way on here, but this is the updated design. Hopefully it makes it last longer, but I would say 170,000 miles isn't bad for this to last, being that it's a plastic part. So you want that. You want this to be able to get the clamps off the hoses. You can use some pliers, but I'm using this right here. I paid for it, so I'm going to use it. You want some replacement fluid, the proper type. Don't just get any old thing. And you want some of these clamps right here I picked up from Harbor Freight. They're good for so that you lose very minimal fluid. Just put it onto the hose, clamp down, and lock it in place, and it'll keep the fluid into the hose. Oh, one last thing. You want a number 4 Allen. All right. Now in here, as you can see, you have different pumps. One right here, and the one we are dealing with, I believe this is your 4-way. I believe so. And this right here is another pump over here. This is the pump that's leaking on our side. This right here is the 3-way. Let me see if I can get you in closer. So this is the 3-way pump right here that has been leaking. So that's the one we're going to change out. Take our hose clamps, clamp these off. use a bigger one for back there. Since it's longer. I'm racing against time because it's raining outside. Oops. Do it by hand. And then don't just try to pull the hose off. What you want to do first is just twist it to break the seal. Just twist it a bit and it'll break the seal. And then you can pull it off. As you can see, minimal loss of fluid. Out of the way. This one is kind of tight in there, so it's hard for me to have my hose clamp on. Well, let me take my hose clamp off first. Maybe the best thing. Then move that further down the hose out of the way, and then put my hose clamp back on. There we go. Now I'll put my hose clamp back on. It's not working out the best. Very tight in there for this one. Get a little flat head to help push it out of, push the hole the rest of the way off. right, no fluid really coming out of that one, which is good. And now I can work on getting the Allen wrench on there, and I'll show you that. So there's the one right here, as you can see it. I need to get off, and I'm quite sure there's one on the opposite side. That one I think is going to be a little bit more difficult. As you can see, there isn't a straight path to the other side of that. So kind of get back there to get the other one. So all right, one off. Now I just have to figure out how to get the other one off. All right, so I'm going to try it with a much shorter extension. And what I'm going to do is feed my hand, if you can see that. Let me raise it up a little bit, but down behind this right here, because I can touch it and feel it from back here. So I'm gonna use this hand to guide this from the other side. I may have to put a swivel on this end, but we'll see. All right, so my left hand is guiding it in there. A shorter extension would be even better. So I would say that's not going to work with that length. If I had a shorter extension, which I don't, I think that would have been golden. So I'm just going on with it straight on here to see if I can get it on there. All right, so those didn't work, so I'm gonna try with my swivel on here, and I'm gonna put a couple of my extensions on. All right, it's on there right now. Put this on there gently as not to knock it off. And then at that point, you can just unplug this. You see you have the plug on the bottom, the slot on the bottom side. You lift that up and you're able to just pull it on out of there. So we'll set that to the side. This is the old one here. As you can see, it's the same brand name. And as you can see, this is the B version, like I said right there, instead of the newer updated F version. As you can see, this is rotated this way opposed to being that way. All right. All right, now it's time to put in the new one. I'll go ahead and put in the plug first, I think, since that would be a little less easy to access. Maybe not, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the plug in first. There we go. And I think since this is such a short hose and way back there, I'm just gonna go ahead and start sliding that in right off the bat as I put it in here. Get out my NTCs. Put just a little dab on there to help out for future. put our hoses on. Finish sliding the furthest one back on first. Nice and flush. Clamp back on. There we go. Nice and tight. And we'll put this one back on. Go, and the last one. Remove our clamps. All right, so now we have everything all buttoned up down there. All right, now we're inside and we want to put it in service mode so we can run the purge process. So we're just going to click down here. Now we're going to go up to the software section. And then we're going to go up to the model section up here. And you're just going to hold that down for like 3 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever. Lit up. Then you get that. And so you type in service. Click OK. All right. And you want to enter. And now you see the red line all around. All right. And now we're going to do the thermal. Actions. You see the one right here, the coolant air purge. We want to run that. And we want to do start and do run. My bad. Got to do left and hold down the brake. And there we go. All right. Run routine. I believe this is going to be about 15 minutes. So we'll come back right after this finish. All right, while the purge process is running, I'm gonna go ahead, I have a bucket of water. I'm gonna go ahead and get out that extra antifreeze that kind of spilled while I was doing the process. And I'm taking a look, you can hear the whine from running the purge process. And I can see that but the level of my antifreeze has dropped since I started running it. So I will be topping that off. And while the purge process is running, one of the things I wanted to call out to you, I have a YouTube video out there on how to do this. So you see this hose right here? This is what I added. Where you see the clamp is at is where the factory hose ended. And so where it ended at right there, that was the length of it to here. That's from your air conditioning, and the water from it would just drip down there onto where your battery is at. So it's just constantly dripping water onto your battery, which isn't a good thing. So what I did, I extended that hose, ran it on out, and so it can just drip right out to the street. So I have a YouTube out there, so feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and check that one out. right, so the purge process has finished. You can rerun it if you need to, or you can just close it out. So once after we finish, so now we can just go down here and exit out of service mode. There we go. And you can see all the red lines are all off. All right, so that's how you change your 3-way or 4-way valve on your Tesla Model S. Mine is the 2015 85D, but they should all be about the same. And of course, hit that subscribe button and that like button, because I have other YouTube videos out there working on my Tesla Model S. Thanks for joining.